Welcome back to Astrology, Angels, and More. I'm your host, Mary Silvernail, and of course we have another very interesting show and an interesting guest for you tonight. Now, today is October the 12th, 2022, that we're filming the show. And this show can be viewed on CTV, which is Spectrum Channel 79 and FiOS Channel 35 on Sunday evenings at 7:30. Plus, you can always view all the shows under the show name of Astrology, Angels, and More, or actually even under Mary Silvernail on YouTube. And I'm very excited about what we're going to be talking about tonight, plus what's going on astrologically. Now, as I said, today is October the 12th, 2022, and we just recently had that beautiful Hunter moon, the Aries full moon on October 9th, just a few days ago. So we're still dealing with a lot of that energy. And on the last show I had mentioned that if you look back to, say, mid-April of 2022 in your life, and just think about something you started at that time that you've been finishing up now, because that's what's going on right now. And the Aries full moon brought that into fruition. However, it's going to be expanded more with the moons that I'm going to be talking about, which we're going to be talking about eclipses. Now, also, for a few months, we had, my goodness, there was at one point 6 planets retrograde in the heavens, in the universe. Actually 7 if you wanted to include Chiron. Now, that really gave all of us, especially throughout the summer months, a preparatory time. And now, here we are in the fall. All the planets are going direct now. And as they go direct, more and more completion is happening for us. That we're moving now in a very good direction. So, first of all, as you know, Mercury has already gone direct. Thank goodness. Now, on October the 23rd, Saturn will be moving direct for the first time since June the 4th, which will release the feelings of restriction to allow positive forward movement. The area of your life that has been affected depends on where Saturn was transiting through your astrological chart at the time of the retrograde. In an astrological chart, each house is a different area of your life. So wherever Saturn was transiting is where you kind of felt as though you were being held back and restricted. But as of October 23rd, it's a green light. Now then we have on October 25th, the Scorpio solar eclipse. Now, it's actually a new moon, and it's in a very powerful position. It's creating deep emotions regarding, unfortunately, jealousy, bitterness, and sometimes even rage, especially regarding any matters of love or money. Because you see, Scorpio is in opposition to Taurus. Taurus having to do with money, and also Taurus being ruled by the planet Venus, which has to do with love. So this solar eclipse on the 25th of October can bring along with it some of these unfortunate emotions within others or within yourself. Now, with the conjunction of Jupiter, these emotions can be amplified. It may actually be better to air any deep-rooted feelings that you have to a very sympathetic ear, so that it isn't building up and festering and then becomes too intense. Especially if you talk to someone who is also in your particular situation, who would understand exactly how you feel. This is only a temporary situation. It isn't something that lasts. So now, I gotta tell you, what the Buddhists say is that if someone wishes you anything negative or wishes you ill in your life, it's always based out of either jealousy or greed or both. And if you think about it, any situation in your life where anyone has ever directed any kind of negative energy towards you, I think you're going to find that that is correct, that the Buddhists are correct about that. So now, with the square aspect to Pluto at the time of the Scorpio solar eclipse, Pluto in Capricorn. So what that does is it just makes us try a little bit harder and to be able to seek a solution in order to erase any of those emotions that you're having. I'm only telling you this so that you can be prepared and you can realize this, because it's something that's just temporary. But October the 30th, Mars turns retrograde, and that's going to be reducing any aggression in all matters. This is a time to get practical and bring matters down to earth in order to fix them. So even though you're going through that little period of time where things seem to be a bit awry, by the time then, it's only a few days, and Mars will turn retrograde, and the heat will be off. Let's put it that way. So then we have, and this particular this eclipse that I'm going to be talking about next is very, very good. This is very, very good energy. November the 8th, Taurus, we have a total lunar eclipse in the sign of Taurus. And now understand something. There will be brief moments that you'll notice around the energy of this eclipse. And always remember, any moon, 3 days before, the day of, and 3 days after, has the most intense energy. However, what will be happening in reference to this November 8th Taurus total lunar eclipse, there'll be brief moments of complete obscurity of the moon. Now, in ancient times, eclipses were thought to be very ominous, and many times it was associated with the time of war. However, in modern times, with a better understanding of the science of psychological astrology, and yes, there is a science of psychological astrology, the time of the eclipse, when it has that brief period of time where we have a lull, a bit of a lull, and we will feel less compelled to worry or to any negative feelings at that time, which is beautiful. So if you've been worrying about money, if you've been worrying about some sort of a problem, even with love, realize that the Taurus total lunar eclipse is going to help heal that will help fix that, to really shine a light on it once that little period of darkness passes. Understand something. This Taurus total lunar eclipse is actually bringing about improvement to any situation that you've been worried about. Also, the Taurus full moon is a great time to play the lottery. The reason is because, as I said before, Taurus has everything to do with money. Now, Mercury and Venus in the sign of Scorpio at that time are in opposition to the moon, and also the moon in Taurus, and also Uranus, the planet of great change, in Taurus at the same time. So things can get a little bit intense, but in a good way. Because what can happen is you can expect, quite out of the blue, something very lovely to happen for you, quite unexpectedly. Especially with the surprise element magnified at this time by the eclipse. You can expect a breakthrough in something that you've been diligently working on since the spring of 2022, as I had started out talking about earlier on in the show. Because we finally have Pluto, which has gone out of retrogression into moving direct, and restrictive Saturn finally going direct, both in the month of October 2022. So now, as you can see on the table here, I have Archangel Chamuel tonight, because Archangel Chamuel is the one who shines the light of love on any situation and brings joy. Connect with Chamuel if you're having any intense feelings for the next month, especially the next month, and just give it to Archangel Chamuel. And you will see that Chamuel will come and heal your heart chakra, whatever has been bothering you that needs correction in your life. So now we have a very interesting show, and I would like to introduce our guest tonight. She's a wonderful photographer, and also the way that I know her is she had been a student of mine for Holy Fire 3 Reiki. She's a Holy Fire 3 Reiki master teacher, and I'm very excited, very talented photographer. I'm very, very thrilled to be introducing Valerie Hecht. Hi, Valerie.
Hi, Mary.
Welcome to Astrology, Angels, and More.
Thank you. I'm very happy to be here.
So the reason that I had asked you to come on the show is because you have sent me some really wonderful pictures of photographs that you've taken
Yes.
over time.
Yes.
And they're very interesting. And you know, we're always looking for any pictures or signs of angels or anything from the heavens, anything spiritual. And so now, Valerie, you brought a bunch of pictures tonight,
I did.
right?
I really
did. A bunch of them. And so first, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I'm a Jersey girl. I grew up in Sewell, New Jersey, and I became a traveling photographer, shooting baby pictures.
Oh, baby pictures.
they were very popular back in the day in the tri-state area, where we would do the 88-cent 8x10 in the stores.
I remember that.
Yeah, well, I was one of the photographers blowing the bubbles and making the kids laugh. And it was great. The travel was hard, but I loved the photography and I loved the kids. It was fun making them smile.
That's so nice.
And then I got married and raised my family and moved down to Florida in the Cocoa area, which is on the East Coast, and it was on the Indian River. And it seemed like all the skies along the Indian River were just full of life. There was so much to photograph.
Oh.
So I built quite a catalog.
Well, were you always interested in photography?
Yes. As a little girl, my first camera was a Polaroid swinger, where you take the picture and you pull it out and you have to put the chemicals on. But I had to get that, and I bought my own film. I was just so into it. I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's an art. Photography is an art.
Oh yeah, yeah. And it's just, it feeds your soul. So that was very healing for me.
What does that mean? It feeds your soul.
When I go out to take a picture, it's usually something that I love. And if something draws me, I'll take the picture, I'll zoom in, I'll crop it, and just let it show me what it needs to show me. Mm-hmm. And it's exciting because you find things you don't necessarily normally see when you look at something.
Right.
If you don't really focus on it, you just brush right by it and you miss so much.
So what do you mean? You miss what? Like what are in your photographs that, I know you're a spiritual person.
Yes.
So because from my understanding, anything you've ever sent me, there was a message in it.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Well, first of all, can I say I'm not a Reiki master teacher? I'm not the teacher. I haven't gotten that far yet.
No, you're a Reiki master,
Reiki
right?
master, yes.
No, you can also teach.
Oh.
You took Holy Fire, you took Usui Holy Fire, level 3, Reiki master with me.
Yeah.
Once you do that, you are also a teacher.
There's a next level, though, isn't there?
You're thinking about Karuna.
Oh, okay.
You're thinking about that. That is the highest level in Holy Fire.
Okay.
Yes. But you can teach Reiki, Val.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. That's perfect. Yeah. I'm glad we got that one sorted out.
Yes.
Okay. You're automatically a Reiki master teacher.
Okay. Excellent. But with the Reiki, I really learned about energy. And I noticed that the pictures that I was taking, I would see things that were energy seemed to be expressing in the physical plane, and when it expressed, it would come up through a cloud. And you could see the energy that was expressing. So I have some photographs. Would you like to see them?
Of course.
Okay.
Of course. Okay, you got a few, right? You got quite a few.
I do have.
So tell us about them. You have very interesting photographs.
Well, this was taken, most of my pictures are taken along the Indian River, and this one was a picture of an angel that just kind of like rose up through the cloud, and you can see, let me get my skewer, and you can see that she just kind of rose up and the energy expressed up.
Does Brian have that picture too?
Yes.
Okay, maybe what we should do is first talk about the pictures that Brian has, and then you can also show more. Okay, that are on the board.
Yeah.
What one is? Oh, yeah, that's
This?
a good one. Yeah, where is that? You got to understand, Valerie has a ton of pictures in here. Okay, can you reach it? I don't want you to fall. Okay.
Yeah, that was, I call that one Morning Star.
I love it.
Because this was taken, again, along the Indian River, and it was taken January 19th, 2019, and this is Venus-Jupiter conjunction.
See up at the tippy top?
Yeah,
right
up here.
Brian, if you could put that picture up again. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Look see right up at the top?
Yeah, that's Venus and
Venus.
Jupiter.
Yeah.
And then I believe that Jesus is also known as the morning star,
Yes.
which is Venus is known as the morning star. So
Beautiful.
as I was taking this picture, I would always watch, because you know the sunrises and sunsets, they change colors and there's amazing.
Absolutely.
So I noticed that something was rising on the horizon, and I don't know if you can see it over by you. There's this little dot in the on the horizon, and it's in the shape of Jesus.
That's beautiful.
Isn't that incredible?
And where is that? There. Let's raise it up a little so people can see. Can you point to that, please?
Here it is here.
Okay, right there.
And
yes.
here it is in black and
Now,
white.
was that a close-up shot that Brian took or no?
I don't think he took a close-up.
Okay. Okay.
But it rose on the sunrise on the dawn.
Mhm.
And it's in the shape of Jesus.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's see.
Well,
Put
there.
you back there. Over here.
She's got a ton of pictures. Okay.
Did you want to have him put another one up?
Yeah,
and
would you like to put one up, Bri?
You know.
Oh, I love this one.
Yes.
You know I love this one.
Yes. I couldn't figure out who that was.
Oh, yeah.
And I got a book from the library, and I'm going through, and I said, "Who are you?" And I turned the page, and there was an angel with red wings.
Yes.
Archangel Uriel.
Absolutely. Many times Uriel will come on a ruby ray that, yes, that also has the little sparkles in it of silver, sometimes a little bit of gold, sometimes comes on a golden ray.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the combination of both. By the way, Archangel Uriel is my guardian angel.
Is he really?
Yes,
Oh,
yes. So now you
fantastic.
see why I really liked that particular picture when you were showing it to me earlier.
Excellent.
Did Brian take a close up of that one?
Yes.
Oh, okay, great.
Mhm.
Okay.
But
so what else do you have
well,
here on this board?
this one here, Brian doesn't have a picture of it, but this was the first one that I took a picture, and a voice in my head said, "Go back and look at that picture." And I said, "What? Why?"
Yeah.
Just go look at the picture. Okay.
Yeah, see?
And I looked, and I'm like, "What? What do you want me to see?" And I saw something that looked like an angel standing on this cloud guiding the lightning. I'm like,
Didn't you send me that one and ask me about that one time in Messenger?
I might have.
Yeah, I think you did.
But there was just so much. This looks like a dragon, but it's the exhaust from a shuttle launch.
Really?
Yes, we overlooked the Kennedy Space Center, and we could watch all the rocket launches. And this one just ended up looking like a dragon.
Wow.
Yeah.
So have you ever worked with, do you work with totem medicine?
No. No.
Have you noticed dragons a lot?
Yes.
You need to look that up. That's very powerful totem medicine.
Oh.
Just Google dragon totem medicine.
Mm-hmm.
What it is that you're given medicine, literally given medicine from the dragon to help you in your
Wow.
life. Yeah.
Mm.
So the dragon's trying to help you, because that's not a lot of people that happens to, by the way.
Wow.
Okay, so I love that. Yes, go ahead.
Oh, we got all kinds of good stuff here. These things just kind of show up in my house, and it's
Angels.
yes,
Yeah.
and I got one up here in the clouds, but they just show up all the time. Then a voice told me take a picture of the rain with the flash, and I did.
There you go.
And the lesson was about water and how it holds information. Yes.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
And it's the truth.
Yeah.
The largest energy source in this world is water.
Wow.
Think about it.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And we're 75% water. So there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the reason you take these pictures is because you feel inspired to, and
Yeah.
you know, and you're told that there would be a message in them.
Mm-hmm.
Is that true?
Well, yeah, take a look
Okay.
at this guy right here. This kind of looks like a serpent. And I would always look at this church, the steeple. I always love to look at the cross in the sunset. And that just looks like a serpent.
Wait, they can't see it.
Yeah.
Let's pick it up.
Okay.
Okay, Brian doesn't have that shot, does he
Yeah.
now? Could you point at what you
actually
were
has-
talking about
yeah.
right here?
It actually has nostrils. Can you see it?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And what you were saying before, they even show up in your house, images.
Oh, yeah.
So it isn't just that you see them in the sky.
Right.
So why don't you explain that one?
Well, this was one of those little oil heaters, the
The
diffusers.
a little yeah.
Diffuser.
Yeah,
right?
oil
Yeah.
diffuser.
And the oil just dried one day, and it looks like a little heart with little angel wings.
An oil burner.
Yes.
That's what they're called.
Yeah. So that I have to take that.
Yeah.
And this was just like one of those little glass paperweights on my windowsill, and it looked like an angel.
It does to me right away. I got to tell you, I was very drawn to that, but I got to tell you, this is my favorite.
Yeah.
Up here. Okay. So now, what other one do you have, Brian, that maybe you could put up? Oh wow.
Angel.
Oh yeah. That you can tell. That's an angel in the clouds.
What was that? The first one I showed. Here she is.
Okay.
Okay, here she is.
Ah,
Yeah.
Okay.
So there she is. And over here, I don't know if you can see Batman.
Oh wait, we're still looking at the angel.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So now, from the angel, let's go over to, now you say Batman,
Yes.
but to me, I see an angel.
Well, he actually looks like
well,
Batman.
it does look like Batman. Okay, I gotta tell you, but
I took this actually the weekend that the movie Dark Knight Rises, that was opening.
Oh my.
And this just kind of, just like the angel, just kind of goes up through the cloud. The energy kind of just projects up. And it almost looks like he's looking at you.
Did Brian have this one?
Not Batman.
No. Okay, why don't you explain what you're talking about the energy, because our audience can't see it.
Okay. Well, there's like the moisture. You can see that something is going up.
From the
There's
earth.
Yeah, there's a vapor here.
Yeah.
And then you see like this part of the cloud separated from this part
Right.
of the cloud, and it's just kind of like expressed up through the cloud.
Very nice. But
Yeah.
why do you suppose that you were given that? What did that mean to you?
I don't know. That one just that was interesting. I'm not sure. It just showed the expression of the energy. I was drawn to
Well,
take
the
it.
energy.
Yeah.
Right. So you and I
Yeah.
know.
Mhm.
Thanks, Valerie. Is there something else you want to show on there?
Well, I guess this one, it's just the snow on the side of the building, but it was early in the morning and I got up and I kept hearing someone in my head saying, "Look up, look up." And I'm like, "What are you talking about? Look up." What are you talking about? Look up. And I open up my window in the morning and there's the arrows like, "Look up."
Look up. Yeah.
So,
come on.
okay,
Have to
I-
hit you over the head.
I keep looking up.
So when you look up.
I see. This is what I see.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly.
This one
beautiful.
here, this was in 2018, and this was the river. I don't know if you could see this. The river looks like it's on fire here, but that was a warm water, and it was cold that morning. And what expressed in this was like a forlorn figure. And
Oh.
I didn't want to post that because at the same time that that was expressed,
Yes.
the whole West Coast was on fire.
Oh my!
fires
And
were going
that
on.
picture, maybe if you hold it, and Brian could put the camera just on you, and maybe our audience could see that.
Yeah.
You know? So if you could hold that up in front of you. You know.
Where do you want it?
So Brian, can you put the camera just on there?
There you go.
See how it looks like fire? That does look just like fire, and that's the lake.
Yeah. That's the river. That's the Indian River.
Oh, it's a river.
Yes, that's an
Indian River. You did say that.
And this is the figure I zoomed in on, and it looks like a forlorn, sad figure.
Yeah. Wow.
I was going to post that.
Day?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I was going to post that, but I said I can't post that because that would be, insensitive.
Very.
So, but,
yeah, that's true. But there you go. I mean, it
Right.
was like letting you know.
Yeah. But the energy expresses.
It actually,
it really does.
Now, why don't you explain to our audience what you mean by the energy expresses itself?
Well, I guess do you remember the Ghostbusters movies?
I do, of course.
And of course. And when they the goo, whatever they called it, was exposed to negative energy, it would bubble up and become like angry.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like our environment, where when we're angry, that energy gets expressed out.
Mm-hmm.
So any kind of energy, we don't realize we're putting it out there, but it is out there.
Right. That's part of why I was talking about these eclipses so strongly.
Yeah.
Because if you're feeling the negative energy that's coming from you or directed at you, you really need to try to diffuse that as best as you can. Whether you go and talk to someone or go and put yourself in the hands of God or whatever it is, because there's been so much negative energy in the world, especially since the pandemic.
Right.
And what happens, exactly what you said, Valerie, because that energy on an individual basis being sent out, it just multiplies and it can create what we have going on in the world right now, right? Whereas if we all get ourselves back in balance, especially with the love in our heart, and express the love from our heart, that's why also I brought up Archangel Chamuel. You sent out love, it's going to come back to you. And if you send out love, what's going to happen is it's going to be that of the collective. If everybody would just try to find that place of peace and love, the entire world, the energy of the entire world would change. And we wouldn't have all this chaos and death and deception, etc., etc. But anyway, okay, enough of that. Let's go on. Do you have any other ones, Brian? Oh, yeah, this is a good one. Yeah.
I call that one Shamanic Sunset.
You know, I love that. You and I were talking about that before.
Yeah.
So now, okay, that's great, Brian. Why don't you explain while it's up on the
screen? I saw what looked like a sailboat, and I wanted to zoom in and make a picture of that, and it looked like a whole story unfolded just in that picture.
So what is the story? Well, they can see it like
the sailboat would be delivering souls to an area.
Yeah.
Okay. And I don't know if you can see that there's Archangel Michael right in this area here. Oh, can't see it. And he actually has the blue color is his power.
Yes,
right?
it is.
Blue. So with Archangel Michael, I'm saying he's right here. Okay.
Here, put this in front of you, Valerie, if you could, so that then maybe they could see it a little bit better.
Can we do it here? There we go.
Yeah.
All right, right about here. And then he has a blue color that he kind of radiates this way.
His ray.
Right. And over here we have a face looking ravenously at something in the flames. And over here we have a white rabbit.
What does the white rabbit symbolize to you?
I don't really know. I just know that he's pointing at this face.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. Now, remember before we were talking about it, Brian, can you put the picture back up again, please? That same one, if you don't mind, please. Thank you very much. We were talking about all that fire, and you were saying about the shamanic, it reminded you.
Right.
You felt that, what do you call it? What's the title?
I call it shamanic sunset.
Yes, okay.
And this is just one portion of it.
And then I was explaining to you that I do a lot of fire ceremony.
Yeah.
So for you to have picked that particular name for that, because that's what it reminded me of. Actually, as soon as I looked at that picture when you showed it to me earlier, I felt as though I was looking at that I was in front of the fire ceremony.
Wow.
Okay, with the huge fire, and that's what it reminded me of. But yeah, go ahead.
You see the on the bottom, that's the apartment building where I live. It's across the street. I'm standing on my apartment stoop and taking a picture of the sunset.
Yeah.
And
I can also see a blue energy in there.
Yes.
You could see that.
And I only bring up the saturation a little bit and the contrast and crop it. I don't add anything to it.
Mm-hmm.
And then there were...
Well, Archangel Michael is the one who, when we're ready to make our transition, will come and surround us with his wings, protect us, and carry us so that evil does not infringe upon us in our flight to the other side.
Right.
And that's what you were talking about, right?
Yes, I believe his one of his jobs is to make sure the delivery goes well.
Absolutely.
But also when the souls are finished, he escorts them back to God.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And he's the one, I've had his statue on the show many times, his picture. Archangel Michael is the one that has his foot holding down evil.
Yes.
Holding down the devil.
Yeah.
Okay. And he has his mighty sword. And that's why he is the defender of all of us, okay, against evil. Yes. Yeah. That's very good. Yeah. That's very nice.
But that was just like one little part. And then we had, I don't know if you can see this, but this is what I call eagle spirit, bear spirit, buffalo spirit, and a club, which then kind of morphed a little bit into wolf spirit because there's like an ear kind of formed here.
Can I tell you the buffalo? Very, very profound in that picture.
I thought the bear was too.
Yeah, well, they all are. Yeah. But I really like the buffalo.
and the eagle spirit seemed to have something in his talons.
Yes.
Yes, and I couldn't figure out what it was, but I realized that all the reptiles were being called up to the light.
And why do you suppose that is?
What I feel is that in this energy in the world right now, things are being made right. And I think this sunset showed me that the ones who have been doing bad things and hiding in the rocks and getting away with it, they're not going to get away with it anymore because they're being called to the light and being dealt with by Holy Spirit. So we had the dragon. I have a dragon's eye here. I have an alligator. Here's a dragon way back here, and here's the lizard called out of the rocks, and he's looking directly at a little figure that was probably one of the first things I saw. It looks like a Native American in full ceremonial dress.
Yes, it does. You can't see that, unfortunately, but it really does look like it. Yes.
Yeah. And the lizard is looking right at him.
Yes, it really does.
Yeah.
But I wonder who's going to win. We already know.
Oh, the light always wins.
Yes. Exactly. So, The thing is that there are theories,
Mm.
which I'm not going to go into all of that, but there are theories in reference to the lizard.
Mm.
Yeah,
Ooh.
the reptile, as far as the evil on the earth
Yes.
right now.
Yes.
Okay. And that it's been coming, and it's been coming for many, 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 many centuries. But anyway, but that doesn't mean that it's staying. That means that it's actually going. And that's why it's so important for us to be able to love one another and give love, and instead of all that negative stuff out there.
Now, can you
Okay.
see that little guy? In the
Right here.
yes.
Right?
And
Right
the
here.
and the lizard looking at him. And
Okay. Here, let's pull it over a little more, Valerie. They can't see it.
Go ahead.
Put it in front of you.
in front of me.
Put it in front of you, and then point to what you're talking about.
Okay, this little guy here, he's kind of looking at this figure here.
Yes.
And if you can see it clearly, it looks like a Native American
Yes, it
full
does.
ceremonial dress,
Yes, it
dancing.
does.
His leg is up.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
So
in
we-
ceremony.
And we had
Yes.
all of the reptiles being called. Even frog spirit was called, but he's okay because he's an amphibian. He's not a reptile. So he's all right.
So every time that you take a photograph, it's a story to you.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
But not a fictional story.
Uh,
You feel that it's spirit expressing itself.
Yeah, and
Am I correct? I don't
it-
want to put words in your mouth.
absolutely. Actually, I have a couple of Bible verses.
Okay, go ahead.
The picture
Please.
Morning Star, that was taken on January 19th, 2019. And the verse that would go with that, I would say, would be 2 Peter 1:19. Did you want me to read it?
Sure.
Oh, okay. And we have the prophetic word made more sure. You will do well to pay attention to this as to a lamp shining in a dark place until the day dawns and the morning star rises in your hearts.
Beautiful.
And there was a Revelation 22:16, but people can look that up themselves.
Yes, they can. Okay.
And shamanic sunset,
Yes.
do you want me to read that one?
Sure.
It's Revelation 21:8.
Thank you.
But as for the cowardly, the faithless, the polluted, as for the murderers, fornicators, sorcerers, idolaters, and all liars, their lot shall be in the lake of fire that burns with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. And that goes with shamanic sunset.
Yes. So the fire, you're saying, is the lake of fire.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. There we go. Okay. So that's pretty clear.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can see the fire. Where is the one that I think Brian took a picture of it with the cross that you could
Oh,
see?
yes.
Yeah, you can see that. Look at that. Oh, look at, he put it up there.
Yeah, spirit
Look,
wave.
down in the left-hand corner. I mean, that is very significant.
Now, I had a conversation on my balcony overlooking the river. I was talking to Jesus. I was asking him about the times we were living in and what was coming for us and how we would experience it. And we had our conversation, and very much like when we go to the beach, you have someone going to the beach who's excited, who wants to dive right in and surf the waves. And then you have people who are going to go in maybe up to their knees and splash around a little bit and enjoy it. And then you have people who are going to stand on the beach with their backs towards the waves and just like, you're crazy, that doesn't exist, there's no wave going to hit me. And how I understood it was that we will experience it how we choose to. If we're going to go face first, looking forward to riding these waves of energy, we're going to do very well. But if we turn our backs, it's not going to go well. It's not going to be as easy. So I took a couple of pictures after our conversation, and I noticed that there was a cross down in the water at the corner of the
Yes.
picture, but there was nothing in the water. that is a reflection of something, a cloud or something, but it looks like something is in the water. It really isn't.
Well, I have to tell you, thank you, Brian. I have to tell you that my friend Tommy, Thomas Knights Templar, who has been a guest on my show several times, I've been a guest on his show, and we do a lot of different things together. But when he goes to his beach, they always come out, the Blessed Virgin Mary, Blessed Mother, and the angels especially expressing themselves. And sometimes there's expressions down on the beach, like it's very similar to what you just did with the cross, the same kind of thing. Mostly it's up in the sky, which you've noticed too, right? Because most of your shots are in the sky. That's why, as you had known, and I think that's why you were sending me these pictures, we're always asking for people to send in any pictures that they have, or any of their experiences with the angels and with spirit. But the point that you have made in reference to especially that last photograph is I'm in total agreement with you. So this is just, I really feel that things have shifted in the world. They're moving in a more positive direction. And as long as we keep giving out that love, that's what we need to do.
Absolutely.
And that's what Jesus wants us to do.
Absolutely.
Yes. To love our fellow man and woman.
Yeah. We put that energy out there, and that's what we'll express.
And that's what comes back.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So, do you have anything else there?
Well, I think I told you about when I first moved back to New Jersey, and I had my mother's angel collection, but I didn't have a place to put it.
I remember this. That's when you were taking the classes with me, right?
Yeah.
Didn't you tell me about
Yes,
that?
yeah, I think so. And I was looking for a nice cabinet for them to display them, because I had never put them out before. And I was just, getting into the angels, and that's why God sent me to you.
I know.
And
there's no accidents.
Yeah. So I said, I was looking for something, and I couldn't find anything. So I said, angels, it's your cabinet. You pick something out, and just, tell me. So one day I was looking outside my window, and we have a couple of dumpsters out there. I live in a garden apartment, and there's a big one where people, when they're moving out, they will leave some furniture and stuff like that. And this cabinet was out there. It was partially wrapped as if it were going to be taken, but they couldn't take it. They left it.
Oh.
And it still had stickers on the glass. So I saw it out there, and I ran out, and it's like, this is perfect for them. So the angels picked out their own cabinet, and I saw it, and I brought it in the house, and that's where I have them displayed.
And ask, and you shall receive.
Absolutely,
Right?
absolutely.
So you asked the angels.
Yes,
right?
I gave them the
Okay.
job, and they were up for it.
That's what I got to tell you. Every episode of this show, that's what I talk about. That's what my guests talk about. You ask the angels to help you, and they are immediately there. How much time went by before you found your
Oh, it was
cabinet?
less than a week.
There we go. See how quick they work? I love it. I love it. And it's a shame that people can't see that cabinet, because it's loaded with angels, which I love. And I think, you're very blessed. So your mother really loved angels,
She loved angels, and she sent us to catechism and Sunday school and everything. So she was really, really good. And she had this love for them, but I never really had opened to it until I met up with you. And then I was able to really explore them and understand them and all the things that they do for us. And I utilize them quite often.
Well, I should hope so.
Yeah.
That's why they're there.
Yeah.
That's their job. That's why God created them, to help.
Yeah.
And so I find it interesting that when you first came to me, and for your to learn Reiki. You were very surprised, all the angels in my office,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
I know. And then maybe your mother sent you there.
Oh, it's very possible.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I think so. So, is there anything else that you wanted to share, Valerie?
Oh, my goodness. Oh, there's a lot, but
I know. Well, why don't you tell me how long have you been getting this inspiration to take a picture and then see spirit in it? A message from spirit.
I had built a body of work and didn't know that I had taken these pictures. I mean, the newer ones I had, but I started looking at all the pictures I had before, because as soon as a voice in my head said, go back and look at that picture, and I saw something, oh my goodness. So I had to look at the rest of them.
So when did that voice in your head come? Approximately.
That was five years ago.
Wow.
5 years. That was after a serious health crisis. And
I
it was enough
that
to
do it.
make me hit my knees, and when I did that, I prayed.
That happens to, unfortunately, to a lot of people, but many times that's what's needed in order. That's how God can connect you.
Yes.
Reconnect with you, actually, because many people, we go along with in our lives, and we take for granted everything. I bet you any amount of money when that happened to you, you weren't taking things for granted anymore. You weren't taking for granted every day. You weren't taking for granted the people in your life. Yeah, I understand. And your own health and your own well-being, etc. I had something similar like that happen to me, actually, in 2017 and 2018. And it's truly, if you have people surrounding you that have faith, and you have that faith, they bring you through it.
That's
and
right.
Of course, the angels, and also I have to thank Padre Pio. Have you ever heard of Padre Pio?
No.
The Saint Padre Pio. Yeah. He did a lot. He helped me out a lot. Let's just put it that way. But that feeling.
Yeah.
Hey. So this is what happened.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So it changed you? Do you feel it changed you?
Oh, absolutely.
On a spiritual level?
Oh my goodness. I just opened to everything, all of it. Just found the light. Once you pray to Jesus, please save me, help me, and he does.
Yes.
When you embrace it, it's like, oh,
it's a miracle.
It is a miracle. It is a miracle.
I believe in miracles.
Yes.
You believe in miracles?
Yes.
I got to tell you, I see miracles that happen quite often. Quite often. And the experiences that people share with me. Actually, I don't know. I mean, Brian, how much time do we have? Do we have time for me to share? Only 3 minutes? Wow. Okay. Well, that'll have to wait for actually probably the next show, because there's people have written in that have had wonderful, miraculous experiences that are unreal, including life-saving experiences with the angels and with Jesus, and similar to what we're talking about here today.
Yes.
So it happens to ordinary people every day. And I will be sharing, actually there's 2 stories I will be sharing with you, but unfortunately we ran out of time.
It went so
we ran
fast.
Out of time. See how fast it went,
It really
Valerie?
does.
I bet you were surprised it would go that fast.
Yes.
So when you talk to the angels, you said, who's the angel that you talk to the most?
Archangel Michael.
Yeah.
And I have to say, I had that picture of Archangel Uriel, and I said, I feel kind of bad, because I don't have Archangel Michael. He's my archangel, my guardian angel. You told me that. And then I took the picture of the shamanic sunset, and I got a picture of him.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go, because they're all surrounding you.
Yes.
But Michael, yeah, I think did I tell you that in a reading or something? About Archangel Michael?
When I first came to your office.
That's right.
Yes.
Okay. Well, yeah, because we all have one particular guardian angel that stays with us our whole life, because that's who was assigned to you.
Right.
Now, let me tell you, I find it interesting that early on you were a photographer mostly of children, early on, right?
Yeah.
Well, Archangel Michael is the protector of children. So there you go.
There you go.
Okay. And, but the thing is, too, that Uriel actually is the one that follows right smack behind Archangel Michael. Yes.
Ooh.
In war.
Wow.
Yes, and when we're talking about war, I'm talking about, good against evil. This is what we're talking about. Light against darkness.
Right.
And so anyway, so it doesn't surprise me that Michael and then Uriel. There we go,
yes,
right?
Yes.
Okay. So each one of the angels has certain jobs, and I've talked about this so much.
Yeah.
So anyway, but Michael, that's a very powerful guardian angel, let me tell you.
And Archangel Raphael for my healing.
The healer.
Oh,
okay.
yes.
Yes.
I needed his help.
Archangel Raphael,
Yes.
the healer. Absolutely.
Yes.
You know, when I know that someone is ill, who I immediately send is Archangel Raphael to their side and surround them with the beautiful emerald green light. And you could do that for your loved ones. Oh, there's the 2-minute warning. So, I hope you tune in and watch our show Sunday nights, 7:30 on Spectrum 79 and FiOS channel 35, and plus they show it throughout the month and also on YouTube. All Astrology, Angels, and More shows are on YouTube under the show name Astrology, Angels, and More, or just simply look under Mary Silvernail and they'll pop up. And please like the shows, share them with your friends. Give them the beautiful advice that my guests and myself always give. And now, Val, would you help me please send some beautiful Reiki blessings to our audience? Many, many, many bright blessings.
Many blessings.
Many, many bright blessings of love and peace. Kindness. That's what's needed. Many blessings. God bless you. Thank you so much for being on the show.
That was wonderful.
Beautiful.